You know, sorry. You know, people, they have their dreams. No matter how old you are, you have your dreams of people you want to work with. And this movie made me love making movies again.
So that was actor Alec Baldwin a few months ago on ABC, giving his first interview since the deadly shooting on the set of his movie Rust. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was shot and killed when the gun held by the actor was fired during a rehearsal for a scene for the movie.
Yeah, now this happened. He's filed a lawsuit against the film crew trying to clear his name. He's claiming live bullets were delivered to the set and loaded into the gun for the scene. It states that no one on set checked for bullets or checked the gun carefully enough.
So we are taking up the case in our National Report Court. Former United States Attorney for Washington, D.C., Newsmax contributor Joe Genova is with us, former Chief Counsel for Senate Intel Committee, also Newsmax contributor Victoria Tunsing. They are our prosecutors today. We're also joined by criminal defense attorney Brian Silber. Welcome to you both. Thank you so much for coming on.
Let's say if prosecutors do file charges, do you foresee that one of those charges being against Alec Baldwin? And what type of case would he have?
Let me tell you something. First of all, this case is a tragedy. It should have never happened. Personally, I blame the studio. They should have had some kind of procedures in place to make sure that set safety was the #1 priority. Clearly, it wasn't. But insofar as a criminal case against Mr. Baldwin, that's going to be a big fat L for the prosecution. Okay, the man didn't do anything criminal. If anything, it was mildly negligent on his part. I mean, let's look at the circumstances. He's literally on a movie set, okay, where they're pretending to film something from, what, over 100 years ago? He's handed a prop like he's been handed how many countless times over and over again for the duration of his career. There's nothing criminal here. He didn't go to work that day expecting to harm somebody, not to mention kill them. Okay, and he did everything ostensibly that an actor on a movie set who's handed a prop is expected to do. He's not at a gun range. He's not out in the field training with the military or law enforcement. He's not carrying a concealed firearm on the street. I don't know what more the man is expected to do other than rely on the set folks who are in charge of the props, making sure they function, make sure they are safe, and make sure that everybody does their jobs. I just don't see any criminal liability on his part. If anything, there may have been some mild civil liability, which apparently he's already settled. But no, if the prosecution pursues charges here, I expect any half-wit defense lawyer to very quickly defeat those charges.
Brian, I'll go back to you, but also if you wanted to respond to the law in state by state, you can do that as well.
Listen, every state has a comparable a criminal offense for extreme negligence, but this is not one of those cases. The guy's on a movie set where everything is fake. They're pretending to live in a generation that hasn't existed on this planet for over 100 years. He's handed a prop. He's told it's a prop. They're pretending to have a fake shootout. There's no way the man has criminal liability. Remember, criminal liability is a much higher standard than civil liability. When someone has to write a check to somebody, that's called preponderance of the evidence. Anything north of proving that case by 50%, it's almost a coin toss, okay? Yeah. But criminal liability is beyond a reasonable doubt. And there's just no way a prosecutor is going to be able to prove that he had negligence on that level on a movie set. Impossible. I say Alec Baldwin wins that case. He's got to write a check, but he's not going to jail. He's not going to prison. He's certainly not getting convicted.
It doesn't say extreme negligence. The law says recklessness, period, not gross negligence.
Yeah, no jury's convicting on that. There's no way. It's just not going to happen. No jury's convicting on that.
I do have to move on to the next segment. We appreciate it. I love having all these perspectives here as we're trying to take account law and how it can be interpreted, how it will be used. We'll continue to follow that. Brian Silber will have you back.